Welcome back to STL TV Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and I'm joined in studio with Loriana Tischer from BONSAI. Welcome to the studio, Loriana. Welcome back. You were here last semester. We're thinking of semesters because we're going to talk about students today. So tell us about BONSAI and why you have a particular interest in college students.
Sure. BONSAI is my business, and I am involved with leadership coaching as well as working with students and really people in transition, be they people new to a leadership role, an executive role, or students transitioning from college into industry.
Right.
And I have that interest because I spent about 17 years doing business consulting, so I got to know industry, and since 2004 I've been teaching both at Washington University and University of Missouri. And one of the things that I noticed is a lot of students were not real sure about what they wanted to do thereafter, or they had a lot of questions, and so I continued relationships with them after they were no longer my students, and I just worked with them through the years of helping them realize what do they want to do and what's going to give them satisfaction and passion, with their lives, and how do they get that job and how do they be successful in it. And it was very interesting as I became at the university. I was Director of Professional Development at Mizzou in the business school for a while, and learned also just more of the inner workings. And what I found is the universities, and not just that one, that they're focused on academics, which is good. They need to be teaching those concepts, but they don't always see their role as getting the student prepared for industry. And industry is expecting them to come prepared, and so there's this gap. And so what I've seen is there are ways that I could help bridge that gap.
Right, and I would think the universities would have a vested interest in making sure their graduates are employed.
Absolutely.
But nevertheless, there is that sort of dichotomy of are we academics or business placement offices.
Yeah, and the business, the career placement offices do a fine job, but often they just don't have the staff. When you have thousands of students coming out and a staff of 10, that's a really tough ratio. And so that can be some of the challenge. And they may be employed, but one of the bigger challenges now, it's gone from about 43% to in the 50% of students who are underemployed. So they're not utilizing that degree. Right. And that can be very frustrating to them, especially when they have the debt these days.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. All right, so here it is January, and it's snowy and it's chilly, but these college seniors need to be thinking about May, graduation day, and what they're going to be doing this summer, where they're going to be starting hopefully a new job. So what are some things that as we kick off this last semester for our college seniors should they be doing?
They should be, before they even get on campus, they should have that resume complete and really fine-tuned, because most of the campuses will be having some type of career fair coming this spring and often in February. And so they need to have that resume ready and ready to show to the employers. They really should be already networking and knowing what companies that they want to be working for, and having an idea. A lot of times what they'll do, because they're so afraid with unemployment being so high, that they will just kind of, it's a shotgun approach, and they'll just send that resume everywhere, and it's not targeted, and employers pick up on that very quickly. So it's honing in on what do you really want to do and making a very concerted effort for those companies.
Well, it seems to me that the last semester of senior year is not the time necessarily to be thinking about where should I be submitting my application. Is that right, my resume?
Absolutely. A lot, and in fact what's happening is the competition for the best students is getting tighter, so a lot of those companies are actually doing their interviewing in the fall. And so some students for some companies have already missed the boat because that happened in October, September timeframe. But a lot of interviewing does occur in the spring, but really students should be thinking about the year before they graduate. They should be doing some of this preparation work.
Yeah, so the juniors. Okay,
juniors and first semester or senior year.
Okay, but there are seniors that are just now getting that figured out, and it takes time, and it takes talking to a lot of different potential employers. So we're going to take a break right now, Loriana, but we're going to come back. Let's fine-tune a little bit more about what should be on that resume.
That sounds good.
So we'll take a break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Loriana Tischer of BONSAI and more tips for college graduates.